Alright, so since the audio quality of the test video is running smoothly, let's get on with days 4 through 6 of the G1 Climax, review, results, and standings. Now, something to say about the A block. Really had high expectations for the A block. But ever since day 3, like day 1 was just great, but days 3 and 5 were dropping quality, especially 5. But without further ado, we're gonna go into this video. So day 4 is the B block, where you have Tomoaki Honma going over on Yoshihashi. This was a pretty good match. Both of these guys having pretty good chemistry. Look forward to seeing any more matches from Honma, with the exception of Toru Yano, because that's going to be straight up trash. But Yoshihashi, he's been putting on solid matches, so I expect those two to have good showings throughout the tournament. I'd like to see another match between those two with a little bit more time given as well. Then you have Yuji Nagata defeating Evil. This is a pretty good match as well. Evil going blow for blow with Nagata. Like, Evil's has come a long way. Like, at first as Takaki Watanabe, watching him like in ROH whenever they had the super shows, he was real green. Wasn't really doing all that great, but coming back as Evil in New Japan, a part of Los Ingobernables de Japón, the whole change in characters really helped him out. He's come better in the ring, working much more crisp and clean than I saw him do in ROH. So look forward to seeing what else the future matches Evil's gonna have. Nagata, he's undefeated. So Nagata, even though he's past his prime, he can still pull out a good match. You got Kenny Omega defeating Toru Yano. Match was straight up trash. Go ahead and skip it. Really not much more to it. Katsuyori Shibata defeating Katsuhiko Nakajima. This was a really good match. Both of these guys beating the shit out of each other. Just two great fighting styles, pretty much similar fighting styles. These guys really mesh well. I'd hope that these guys have another match in the future. Whether it be at G1 next year, or if they were to fight at a Wrestle Kingdom, or no matter where. If these two were to have another match, I'd be all for it. So, moving on from the co-main event, we get the main event of night 4. Tetsuya Naito defeating Unbreakable Michael Elgin. This was the best match on the card. Really good in-ring work from both these men, as well as psychology, where most of the match is Naito working over Elgin's leg, and Elgin did a great job of selling, unlike Yuji Nagata from day 2. Fucking Nagata. Being super Nagata. Elgin did his thing, Naito was doing his. These guys put on a very good match. I'd like to see another match between these two as well. So that match was the best one on the card. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Shibata and Nakajima is another great match, 4.25 out of 5. So those are the two matches I would recommend from day 4 of the tournament, which I give a 7.5 out of 10. Good effort from the B block. They keep putting on consistently good shows. Even despite not having the star power that the A block has. So we move on to day 5, where we're back to the A block. So you have Tomohiro Ishii defeating Bad Luck Fale. Solid match. You know, Fale doing his thing. And this was pretty funny. It's pretty funny every time Fale gets in the ring and the announcer's announcing his name and then Fale just shoves him to the ground. That's just hilarious. And Ishii coming out looking like a badass. Fale was spending most of the match dominating Ishii. I mean, Ishii, what is he, like 5'7"? He's like 220 something. Like, that's his size. But the way he carries himself, he acts like he's like 7 foot 330, man. That's what I like about Ishii. He really works as a big man, even though technically he's not really a big man. His size is really more of Eddie, although his physique isn't like Eddie Guerrero's, you know, because Eddie was jacked for his size. Ishii, he's kind of husky, but he still puts on really good matches. Really like this match between him and Fale. You know, Ishii was able to get him up for a brainbuster to put him away. Like, Ishii's strong as fuck, man. It's crazy how strong he is. But then you get Makabe defeating Sanada. The match wasn't all that good. I mean, Sanada taking most of Makabe's offense. Sanada didn't even really get to have his own offense or shine enough in this match. I don't know why Makabe's 3-0. To me, that's kind of bullshit. I would have rather seen Tenzan go 6-0. Or Goto fucking go 6-0 than Makabe, but whatever reason, Makabe gets to have all the wins. Which he needs to lose at some point. Because if Makabe's going to go undefeated and win the A block, I'm going to be pissed. Because this motherfucker can't really go in the ring. He's washed. Like, his matches aren't as good as they've been in the past 3 years. So, I think he should probably lose at some point. Probably tomorrow. You got Marufuji, but moving on from that, you get Marufuji defeating Hiroyoshi Tenzan. Tenzan was 2-0 going into this, and Marufuji 1-1. Victory over Okada, which sets him up for a future IWGP Heavyweight Championship match somewhere down the road. I'd say one of the Destruction shows or King of Pro Wrestling. But he ends up beating Tenzan with the Inflosion. It was a really good match from both of these guys. Like this, I'm really excited for Marufuji, man. I want to see I'm really excited to see him wrestle Tanahashi, though. Like, when they get to the day of the G1 where he's facing Goto. Goto's going to be a good one, as well as Sanada. Those are going to be great. But I'm really more excited for whenever he gets to Tanahashi, because I think those two will tear that house down. It may not be 5-star match, but it does have 5-star potential. To me, at least. But let's see what happens with Marufuji in the tournament. Tama Tonga defeats Hiroshi Tanahashi. Match was pretty solid. Tanahashi doing his thing, pretty much carried Tama Tonga through the match. So then after the match, Tanahashi just selling frustration at being 0-3. So this is going to be the point where they're going to have Tanahashi go on a winning streak. And Tama Tonga, please, dude, stop wearing those fucking leggings. You look like an idiot. But then we get to the main event where Okada defeats Haruki Goto. Pretty much kind of avenges his loss against Goto at the G1, who at that time, Okada was the heavyweight champ and Goto was the IC champ because he came off back-to-back victories against Shinsuke Nakamura. First one being at Wrestling Dontaku, and then the second one being at Dominion. Both of those matches were fucking great, by the way. If you haven't seen those, you should go check those out. Man. This match was a little disappointing. Thought it could have been much better, but I still say it was the best match out of day 5. I give it a solid 4 out of 5. Okada hitting the Rainmaker, cuts his promo, talking about how he won't stop until he wins the G1 as IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Because who was the last because it hasn't been done in a long time. Can't remember the name of the guy who did it, though. Probably have to look that up sometime soon. But overall, 7 out of 10 for day 5. It could have been so much better, but they just settled for a good show. This was actually this ended up being the worst A Block match. A Block really needs to step it up, because B Block's just kicking their ass right now. So day 7, they really need to step it up. So the current standings for the A Block as of right now, you have Togi Makabe at the top with 6 points. You have Okada, Goto, Marufuji, and Tenzan with 4 points. Behind them are Ishii, Fale, Sanada, and Tama Tonga with 2 points. And then Hiroshi Tanahashi is dead last with 0 points. 0-3. So now we move on to day 6 of the G1, as we're back to the B Block. We have Yuji Nagata defeating Yoshihashi. It was a pretty good match. Hashi really giving everything he can. Might be going on a losing streak, but hey, at least he got a win opening night against Kenny Omega. Nagata looking strong, as did Yoshihashi. Nagata had to put him away with back-to-back backdrop holds to get the victory. Good match. Then you get Evil and Nakajima. These guys were kind of beating the shit out of each other. It was a pretty good match for what it was. Not quite as good as Nakajima's match with Shibata or that one. It was on par with the matches Evil had with Nagata and Elgin. So Evil he's been on a slope to where he hasn't gone, like, he hasn't had a match that's been higher than the ones he's previously had, but he hasn't had a match that's been lower. It's been steady, smooth sailing for Evil. So I'm really looking forward to Nakajima, any matches Nakajima's going to have in the future. Glad he got that shitty match with Yano out the way, night 2. Now I can really get some great matches going. So then you get the worst, which I'm going to say this is the absolute worst match I've ever seen at this tournament. Tetsuya Naito defeating Toru Yano. Like, this match was absolute shit. Like, Naito didn't really do a whole lot. Yeah, Naito didn't really do a whole lot. Yano was... And Shibata kicks him in the chest. A really good interaction between these two. And I'd like to see another match between these guys. Just wondering though, does this put Elgin in line for a shot for the Never Openweight Championship? Which I think it does. But then again, I'm not so sure if they're gonna set up a future Never Openweight Championship between these two. If they do, I'm in. After seeing this match. This is a fucking great match. And a great way to end this. So overall, I'm going to give day 6 a 7.5 out of 10. Like, New Japan, the B block has been on their A game. Like, these guys have been on their game, putting consistently good shows. Like, I'm really hyped to see what these guys are gonna do. So, the updated standings for the G1 on the B block side are Yuji Nagata with 6 points, undefeated, 3-0. At 4 points, you have Tomoaki Honma, Nakajima, Naito, and Omega. At 2 points, you got Evil, Elgin, Shibata, Yoshihashi. And Yano's dead last at 0 points. So, days 4 through 6, I give it a 7.25 out of 10. Because days 4 and 6 were really good from the B block. A block was slacking though. So day 7, this is the chance for the A block to really step their game up. So those of you watching, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the G1 so far, days 4 through 6, how you feel. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe. And I'll be back to talk to you about days 7 through 9 in the future. Peace out.